No need to worry about that. Before going to discussing about the diffraction, we know that it is, as we said, we can also call as single slit interference. Okay, you keep aside interference. Let us discuss diffraction. Right? What do you mean by
Yes, sir.
diffraction? You are seeing some diagram here, or you are seeing something. Okay, don't see anything now. You can see diffraction only, diffraction of light. What does it mean exactly? I'll tell you
So it's
from physical
basically,
life. Yeah. Uh, if you see early morning, the rising of sun. Okay, if you could wake up early, like 5 o'clock before sun rising, if you go top of your building and if you see near to the hills and all, from the down of the hills, the sun is rising. He'll come up like this. Okay, before coming up, you'll find some light there. Somebody is there behind the hills like that. The light ring you will find in a golden form, the ring across the hills like this, right? That is nothing but, sir, light means sun. Sun is behind the hills. Still, you are getting the light. We studied, sir, in 7th standard, light travels in a straight line. Then how it is able to see through the hills? Behind the hills, light is there. But I can see the light, though source is outside the hills, I am able to see. Means light not only is traveling in a straight line, somehow some area, some sort of light is bending. Are you understood one point? Light
yes, sir.
we studied it is in a straight line. Of course, it is traveling straight line, but it bends little. How it is bending, how far it is bending, how much it can bend, that we need to understand. Okay, if it is bending in the sense, does it have practical nature? Sorry, particle nature? Or does it have wave nature? What is that? Is our idea. Actually, our journey in this topics we are studying to understand light is having the wave nature or light is having the particle nature. This is our journey. As the way of journey, we studied that light is having the particle nature, but because of Thomas Young, we understood that light is also having the wave nature. That's why they are superimposing. That's why intensity will form like this in a form of bands. That we understood. That supporting little towards the wave nature. Now, let us say, till now two slits you have tried. Why won't we try with the one slit to achieve whether it is particle nature or wave nature? What are the consequences? Okay, we will see that. Okay, first, diffraction of light is nothing but bending of light across obstacles, across any medium. Okay, let us say I kept the light behind my hand. I'm obtaining on the screen. What? See, I have a light in my hand. Are you able to see?
Yes, sir.
So I'm
Yes,
trying
sir.
to close this light. Are you able to see light? Light rays at least behind through or between the fingers.
Yes, I can see it a bit.
Okay. On the screen also you can find small images like this. You are not able to find the source,
Yes,
but from the source light rays you can find.
sir. I can see. I can't see the rays now.
Now
No, sir.
rays in the sense small amount of light also you are not finding between the fingers.
No, sir. Fingers are not on the screen.
Of course, not on the screen. You are not able to see. I'm able to see on the screen. Okay. Okay, you can see now. You're seeing on the wall, right?
Yes, sir.
What you're finding on wall?
So the shadow of your hand.
Why the shadow is coming like that?
So is it because the light rays are like diffracting and causing a darker, or is it?
Yeah. Now you're coming to right point, mister. So what is that right point? Is that you're finding the my finger shapes and my hand shape you're finding. You are telling the word shape. Why it is shaped? Since the light is in a straight line, right? Straight line in the sense light wherever is there, that much only it will fall. But each and every corner of my finger, my shape of the fingers also you are able to see there. My hand shape you are finding there means across my hand the light is bending. What my point? So that is what
Yes, sir.
diffraction. The
So
phenomena of bending of a light across the obstacles is called as diffraction of light. Okay, or bending within the geometrical shadow also we can say. I'm doing the diffraction two ways. Look at this. I have used a slit, single slit. Light is a source from S. There are the two obstacles, and in the middle there is a gap, the slit. See, across the obstacle,
yes,
the
sir.
light is bending. Okay, here and here. On this, you are finding at the center, like central maxima, we say, these are the dark fringes. Now, whatever the light falls at the center is having more intensity, not like interference it is. At the center only large amount of intensified light you will get, more energy you'll get. Now you see another way diffraction. Instead of using slit, I'll use the obstacle. This much the light has bent, xy regions you are seeing, no, that is what the bending. Now same diffraction, obstacle, through the obstacle I am allowing the light. Look at here, you're finding dark fringe. In interference at the center you will find only the bright fringe, right?
Yes, sir.
But in diffraction, you can have the chance at the center either bright fringe or dark fringe. Okay, both can possible. Here. Here across the obstacle, whenever it is bending, you are having at the central dark fringe here in second case. So this phenomena is diffraction of light. Both cases, the light has bent. See the same region. The region of X and Y is called diffractor region. Okay, through the
Yes, sir.
single slit, how it has diffracted, that now we are going to see. How it has bent to the uh, single slit, the light. That is the most important thing we have to see here. That one, at an angle of diffraction, theta equal to 0 degrees. Here, most important thing you need to understand, everyone needs to know this. How it is bending, where, how, that you need to find. At what angle, if you project the light, it will bend. This is the most important thing which we need to understand better. So, how
Yes,
can
sir.
we get this? First, I said at an angle of diffraction theta equal to 0 degrees. This is a slit A and B. I took a slit and I'm dividing the slit into again small parts better. Means I'm not going to keep anything. I'm considering this. That's it. I told you the interference can be done by division of amplitude and division of wavefronts. Here you can see how wavefronts can be divided. The wavelets can be divided. Okay. The wavelets can be divided. You can see that all the points A to B dots you are finding, those are all called as wavelets. What are those? Wavelets, right?
Yes,
This
sir.
wavelet is a one wave front. Already we studied what is a wave front. The waves which togetherly, the locus of all the points from its source at a distance is called as wave front. Okay. Now you can see I'm considering the wavefront as divided into these many parts. The wavefront is entering through the slit. Wavefront is entering in the sense perpendicular to the wavefronts who are all there? Light rays. Okay. So if light ray passes to different points, I have used convex lens. What is the job of convex lens? It converges all the light rays, right? Now, if I'll use like this at the center, you will find the bright fringe. All are in the theta equal to 0 degrees, means the angle of diffraction is 0. This is as usual interference. The distance between the slit and screen is capital D and slit width is small d. We know that. Here you can find at the central maximum whatever the fringe has formed, that is complete bright fringe, because all the waves constructively interfered there and it has formed the bright fringe. So bright fringe is central primary maxima or central maxima, we call. Wordings are most important. What is the central maxima or bright fringe? That is. Now, if theta equal to theta 1 in the sense if I'll change slight the angle, the slit is slightly imagined to divide it into two equal parts that you can see. Though there are different parts, I'm dividing this slit little. Half means 0 to 12 is there, no? 0 to 6 is one part and 6 to 12 is another part. Consider. The straight light rays will go straight and will fall at the center. But there are the light rays from the center and middle and the end one, which is passing through the lens with the different small angle. Here small angle it is making, here also, here also. So altogether they interfered and forming a fringe at this point after the central maxima at a point P1. Look at here, theta 1, theta 1, theta 1. Are you able to see? Yeah. All are making same angle. Now I have drawn a line, perpendicular line from the first wavelet to the last wavelet. This gives me path difference beta from here to here. This wave has started already. By that time, the second wave is here. Okay. Then the moment the second wave is moving here, the third wave is here. That shows the path difference. Okay. Now, from first wavelet to sixth wavelet, the path difference is lambda by 2 beta. And from the sixth wavelet to 12th wavelet is lambda. Means the difference between the 6th to 12th is also lambda by 2 only. Right now? So therefore here the path difference is lambda by 2. So here you need to understand simply the light ray which is moving from the 0 and 6, they will get pair. And the light ray which is going from the 1 and 7, they'll get pair with the lambda by 2. And 2 and 8 get pair, 3 and 9, and 4 and 10, and 5 and 11, 6 and 12. Like that they'll get pair of, and they'll interfere, they'll form a fringe, or they'll be interfere together and they'll redistribute its energy on the screen. But since at the center already central maxima is formed, and due to this slight path difference of lambda by 2, we will get the dark fringe. So we'll get first secondary maxima. After the bright fringe, whatever the dark fringe is there, that is formed by this path difference lambda by 2. Next, further what I am doing, I'm changing this path difference little more. For that purpose, I'm dividing slit further. Okay, if I'll divide two equal halves like this, I got dark fringe I got. If I'll divide the slit 4 equal parts, what I did here now, 4 equal parts, means from 0 to 3 1, 3 to 6, and 6 to 9, 9 to 12. means all the light rays from each region or each slit which is passing gets interfered and forms a fringes or bands on the screen. This is when I have divided 4 equal parts, the wavelength or the path difference between one to another lambda by 2 only. See, 0 to lambda by 2, lambda by 2, lambda, 3 lambda by 2, 2 lambda. Here also I got the path difference lambda by 2. Therefore, since path difference lambda by 2 in the sense, what is the output I'll get? Dark fringe only, no? So I got dark fringe, second dark fringe I found. So that is also I can call as secondary minima we call. Dark fringes we call minima, bright fringes we call maximas. Secondary minima. This is first secondary minima. Excuse me. This is secondary minima I can call. Okay. Now you can see this is 4 equal parts. Now instead of I did till now 1, 2 equal parts, 4 equal parts. Now what I'm for a change I'm dividing odd number, 3 equal parts. Since I divided 3 equal parts, 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, this is 2, this is 3. So the difference from here to here lambda by 2, here lambda, from here to here, how much? 3 lambda by 2. Then now I got here the light ray which is passing from the different wavelengths of the different slits. Since the path difference is lambda from one place to another place, okay, that path difference, if I'll have the lambda, then I have the bright fringe. If it is path difference is lambda by 2, then that will be leads to the destructive interference. So you can see here the pairs of 0 and 8 which are joined together, and 1 and 9 is, and next 2 and 10, next 3 and 11, 4 and 12. Whatever these are joining, these are using, they are in the path difference of lambda. Okay. But if you see 0 and 4, lambda by 2 path difference, they are in destructive interference. Okay. 1 and 5, lambda by 2. 2 and 6, lambda by 2. So lambda by 2 path difference, wherever it is appearing, wherever you are having, that leads to destructive interference. If path difference is lambda, we have a constructive interference, that is P1 dash. This is we call as first secondary maximum. Why we would say first secondary maximum? Because center one is already central maximum. This is also central maximum, also called as first maximum. That's why this is called as P1 dash is called as first secondary maxima. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now you can see like this. Alternatively, we'll have that. We have seen first half divided and 4 equal halves we divided, but the path difference we got how much? Lambda by 2. Wherever the path difference you got lambda by 2, that leads to destructive interference. Wherever you got constructive interference, if you divide the slit is odd number, like 3 equal parts, we have 3 equal parts in the sense from all the regions you will not have the same path difference. Some area lambda, some area lambda by 2. But wherever the lambda is there, that gives the constructive interference. Bright fringe we will get. That was happened in the last slide. Diffraction at various angles, if you see it in one figure. The interference curve also you can find. At the center only it is maximum, whereas the secondary maximas you see, they are minimum. This is quite different from the interference of intensity curve, right? In interference of intensity curves, all the amplitudes are same, but whereas diffraction it is different. You see, at the center it is maximum, and rest of the all other cases it is gradually decreasing. Why decreases, sir? For example, any light, if you focus, if you keep an object up to through the holes up to certain extent, it will bend. Not, sir, I'll keep the light here behind the wall. In the third room also, I should get light. In the sense, it is not possible, beta. That much it will not bend. There is a approximation. There is up to certain extent limitation is there. Up to that particular limitation only it can bend. Okay. So at the center maxima, and next minima, next maxima, secondary maxima, next secondary minima, like that alternatively, we will have dark and bright fringes in a diffraction concept. Diffraction disappears after few order of diffraction fringes, because up to few centimeter, few millimeters it is appears. After that it will disappear. This is all about the diffraction.
Yes, sir.
So, sir, how condition we have to apply? Till now, we have seen practical application. Okay, the condition, how we can write the path difference condition here. Look at here. Since there is a path difference between the 0th and 12th wavelet is, if you take Bn in the sense the perpendicular line which we have drawn, no, that is. That I can write as Bn equal to d sine theta. I'll show in the other diagrams also. If path difference is equal to lambda by 2, then we have constructive interference. If path difference is equal to lambda, we will have the destructive interference. Simple is that in the diffraction. See here, for nth secondary minima, the slits can be divided into two n equal parts. For example, for theta 1, d sine theta 1 lambda. For theta 2, d sine theta 2, 2 lambda. For theta 4 also we have done 4 lambda. But in all the cases you have the dark fringes. So if theta is very smaller, I can write theta equal to n into lambda by d. Why we are taking smaller? Because they are light rays. Okay, very tiny. We are beyond our eye vision it is. So sine theta approximately theta we are considering theta equal to n into lambda by d we will write. You can see for the bright fringes, for maxima, we have a condition slit can be divided into, means odd number of division we will do in a slits. So that can be written as 2n plus 1 equal parts. In interference, for constructive, n into lambda, but in the diffraction, for constructive, 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2. Remember, opposite to interference, this. In interference, what
Yes,
we
sir.
would discuss, n into lambda for constructive interference, right? But in the diffraction, to have a dark fringe, we have n into lambda. But to have a bright fringe, 2n plus 1 equal parts we are doing. Okay. Therefore, for bright fringes in the sense maximas we call the wording. Please do follow. Secondary maxima means second bright fringe. We can say after central fringe, the first fringe we called as secondary maxima. That is same sine d sine theta. Sine theta is smaller, so theta equal to 2n plus 1 lambda by 2 we will write. D if comes this side, theta equal to 2n plus 1 lambda by 2d. This theta is gives us the for bright fringe, and this is the theta for dark fringe. Dark fringes we call as minimas, secondary minimas, and bright fringes we call as maximas. This is mathematical explanation. The condition for the diffraction, d sine theta equal to n into lambda for dark fringe. 2n plus 1 lambda by 2 is for the bright fringes. But you can see here, look at here, till now whatever I said, this is the perpendicular line. This bn distance is lambda, we call sine theta. Lambda equal to bn sine theta, in the sense that we are representing as a slit distance. Okay, since this is d in the sense, this slit width is d in the sense, we are writing it is a d sine theta. Again, position of the fringes. How can you write position of the fringes, beta? Same in interference, O2 at a particular point P1, that is a position of the fringe, Y1. Here also same way. How can I write? How can I put up that? This is a D, we know. So, simple way, position of the fringe is, I'm taking here, look at here, simple logic, I'll tell you. We know Pythagoras theorem. This is a base D. This is a Y1 distance. And P12 is the center point of the D. Okay, this is total. You can see theta 1 is the angle here. So from this, I'm writing tan theta, opposite side by adjacent side. So y1 by d, that only we have written, tan theta 1 equal to y1 by d. Therefore, theta is smaller, tan theta is smaller for the small angles is theta 1. Theta 1 equal to y1 by capital D, I can write out. Now, same formula approach for condition. D sin theta equal to lambda, no? Theta 1 equal to lambda by D. Since both are theta 1 and theta 1 only, I'm equating these two. Therefore, I'll get the value of y1 equal to capital D lambda by small d, which is also called as position of the fringe, position of the minima, first minima from the central
Yes, sir.
maximum. From the central maxima, y1 equal to d into lambda by d. Remember, the position is same as interference only. Look at that. Position of the fringe width, d into lambda by d only. Okay. For the complete position, if you want, for example, fringe width you want. Fringe width in the sense, the wider part. For the central maximum fringe width, upwards is there, downwards is also there, right now? So we will write 2 times of this y1, y1 up, y1 down, 2y1. So 2 into capital D lambda by small d. So this is we called as width of central maxima. What it is? Width of central maxima. This is, we can also call as complete linear width it is. What it is? Linear width, up and down. This is all about the diffraction and fringe positions, y1 equal to d lambda by small d. And at the same time, central maxima, fringe width also, b0 equal to 2d lambda by small d. This is gives us a width of central maximum, b0, beta naught, sorry. This is all about the diffraction concept.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Okay? Yeah.
Okay, sir.